What happened while we were away brought to you by seeing how bad an approval rating can get. The Biden administration is apparently changing its mind and changing course. They're going to appeal the lifting of the airline mask mandate if and only if the CDC agrees. A new poll by the Associated Press, apparently polling only those with the last name Fauci, finds 56% of respondents favor requiring masks on public transportation. Seriously, though, that poll oversampled Democrats and undersampled independents by about 100%, going off of current National Gallup Party ID figures. Joe Biden, your thoughts?
I had the great pleasure of being listed as the poorest man in Congress for 36 years. I still had making a hell of a lot more money than anybody else because I was getting a senator's salary. No kidding. I didn't think you should make money while you're in office. But anyway.
This is a chart posted by Ethical Skeptic on Twitter showing the rate of acceleration of non-COVID death causes in the last year. Skeptic says aside from malnutrition, abnormal or unspecified deaths lead the way, followed by kidney failure, liver failure, heart issues, and cancer. The source for this data is the CDC. Checking in on Sweden, according to data from the Human Mortality Database, from 2019 to now, Sweden has had the lowest and actually had a negative figure when it comes to excess mortality compared to countries like Spain, Germany, Finland, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and others. In other news, billionaire Elon Musk recently had an interview with the German publication Welt, where he discussed the planet's population.
Most people in the world are operating under the false impression that there are too many people. This is not true. Earth could maintain a population many times at the current level. And the birth rate has been dropping like crazy.
Yes, that's the electric car mogul, the rocket and space transportation mogul, who thinks we could colonize Mars, and he doesn't think the planet is overpopulated. Now that's interesting. Speaking of space, Kamala Harris has some thoughts.
Space is exciting. It spurs our imaginations, and it forces us to ask big questions. Space, it affects us all. And it connects us all.
The streaming service Netflix may be staring down its Ragnarok. Shares in the company plummeted 30% after a quarterly report showed the company lost subscribers, with more losses expected in the coming months. In completely unrelated news, out tomorrow on Netflix is a drama called He's Expecting. The description of the show reads, when a successful ad executive who's got it all figured out becomes pregnant, he's forced to confront social inequities he'd never considered before. In Oklahoma, Secretary of Education Ryan Walters provided an update on the state's efforts to force the Stillwater School Board to accomplish the very complicated task of, providing bathrooms that align with students' sex instead of so-called gender.
Well, here we are 2 weeks later, after the Attorney General and myself sent letters to the Stillwater School Board, and they're still struggling with figuring out this bathroom policy. It's really very simple. It's really not complicated. Males should be using the male's bathroom. Females should be using the female bathroom. Other accommodations have been made for other students for a private bathroom. This is really so easy. I'm hearing they want more clarity. I don't know what more clarity I could give them. I could draw them a picture, I guess, but this is a very easy issue. I am sorry, parents, that this is taking this long for them to figure out what common sense tells the rest of us. Teachers, I've heard from you too. I'm sorry. You just want to teach the kids. You want to work on academic success with your kids, and here we are, still dealing with your school board. And students, most of all, I'm sorry to you guys. That your school board shouldn't be playing the woke Olympics here. They should be more concerned with your safety and getting things right for kids. So Stillwater, come on. Stillwater School Board, cut this out. Do the right thing. Secure the safety of your students. Quit worrying what a far left radicals want you to do, and let's move on.
After the doxing of the woman behind the Libs of TikTok Twitter account by Taylor Lorenz in the Washington Post, Libs of TikTok has actually gained more than 200,000 followers on Twitter. And finally, speaking of Lorenz, she spoke out about the matter yesterday.
I just want to expose any little piece of information and get it out to use against you. Because I'm one of the worst people on the internet, and I love to destroy lives. And it's so important to make these people feel isolated.
And terrifying.
I'm horrifying. I'm so sorry.
Fine.
I just didn't think these idiots would really publish their views and force me to write an article blaming conservatives for it. It's overwhelming. It's really hard.
That's actually the Daily Caller's Chrissy Clark, and that's what happened while we were away.